Hello, I'd like to show you a quick little demonstration of how to create a Kubernetes YAML manifest without using genAI, without having to type it from scratch. So if you've downloaded and installed kubectl, you go and say, I want to run a pod, and you give a name. So let's call this one mypod. You can specify an image, specified double hyphen image equals nginx. This is an example, but you would give your own code container image you've specified and uploaded somewhere. You could specify a port number, port 443, port 80, port whatever you need. And then this is the first part of the magic to this. Instead of actually creating a pod, running a container that's running the nginx image, you say, well, what if? Well, in PowerShell, we would say what if, but in kubectl, kubectl, the kubectl command, technically it's called, you would go and do double hyphen dry hyphen run and then equals client to actually have this kubectl command just generate in what we need as if we were going to create the pod. But don't even talk to the Kubernetes cluster. Don't even go over to a server. Just do it purely in this kubectl command. Okay? Now, I included here, instead of leaving it as the default, I just included here -o YAML to specify the output format as YAML. Now, I'm going to actually take off the end bit here, and I'll put that back on later. But I just want to show you what this does just with that much. So here, this is a YAML manifest. That's it. We're done. That was the demo. However, I'm going to show you two more things. All right. Number two. I'm going to go and I'm going to just replace the word YAML there with the word JSON. So the caret, the shift 6 on my keyboard is just to substitute in the shell. So then I got JavaScript object notation here. So the same kind of declaration here, but it's in this JSON format as opposed to in the YAML format. So whichever you like, perfectly fine. But unless you're a fan of curly braces and commas and things like that, if you're into spaces and indentation, then maybe this YAML format, less quotation marks, commas, and curly braces. So let's go with that YAML format again. Just kind of bring that command back. And I'm going to put back in the YAML version of that. I'm going to also redirect this. I'm going to save it into a file. I'm just going to call it mypod.yaml, just as an example. So then the key thing is, what is that? What does that do? It saved a file here, mypod.yaml here, with the output from the prior command, the not the JSON one, but the YAML version. All right. So just saved it in a file. Great. So I open my favorite editor, 6 or VI or whatever that stands for. It's not a Roman numeral, whatever, some visual editor, I guess. And then I pop in here. And then the third thing is not just that we can generate those files, but we can save them to an actual file in our system. But I'm just going to come in here and say, well, before we've actually created a pod, we don't need a creation timestamp, so I'm going to delete that. I'm going to change the label from run to be app. You can change it to a longer, nice name that we typically use in Kubernetes in production, but I'm just going to change it to app here for reasons that you might understand when I do another demo later. And I'm going to rearrange this and put the name first and then the label app mypod. Next, in the spec, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to put the name first and the image next in YAML format to say this is one of our containers. I'm going to put the hyphen on the name line and then remove it, which just put a space on the image line. Okay. Now, if I was using the Amazon Elastic Container Registry, Amazon ECR, I would give a path to the actual repository, give a tag, all that here. I'm just specifying nginx. Didn't even specify a tag like a version number, but it'll just grab maybe the latest version of nginx. Ports, don't necessarily need to specify, but I did that at command line. I'm going to leave it. Resources, that'd be like CPU and memory limitations. Don't have anything to really specify there, so I'm going to delete that. DNS policy cluster first, probably a default. So I'm going to get rid of that from the file. Restart policy always. I think that might be a default. We can just delete that too. Until the pod is created running that one container running nginx, there's no status. So I'm just going to delete that too. So this is just a little bit shorter, sweeter, tighter file there. I'm going to go and cat that out. So there it is. So again, just a few recent commands. So let's just say history pipe to tail. And then the most recent, I did the cat, I did the VI, I did the kubectl saving it to a file, the JSON version, the YAML version. So let's say that's 5. So let's look at that's 5 commands here. There we go. So these commands right here to generate that little YAML manifest. I hope this is interesting for you. And this is the first of maybe a series of how to generate Kubernetes manifests. Thanks.